Yo guys, welcome back to another league racing video on the channel. Today is UFRL Tier 1 Round 7 around Monaco, and league racing around Monaco is always going to be difficult, and I'm not looking forward to it. If you can make out the blur that is on your screen right now, you will see that I'm 2 points clear of the championship right now, up in P1 from Mr. P, and then 7 points from ARC Mickey. But yeah, we need to try and get in a very good quality lap right now. Need to make sure you stick it on pole, because if you do not stick it on pole for Monaco, especially in a competitive league race, you're not going to be like, how do I put this? You're not going to have a great chance off the start, basically, because you could just get blocked off by anyone in front of you and get caught up in incidents, which is not what you want. As we are setting my first lap of quali right now, my banker lap, we are currently doing alright. I mean, it's not the best banker lap. I mean, at the end of the day, it is only a banker lap, so just need to set a semi-competitive time, and then we can go and try and fix that in the last run on lowest fuel, as Tijani goes provisionally fastest, never mind, followed by Merckx, who goes provisional pole, as we set the fastest first and middle sector of the first laps being set, as we are getting it nicely through the swimming pool section. Can't remember the name of that corner, probably would be good to know, but overall it's just a very scrappy lap. You know, not much really went well, but still puts us on pole by 1 second, I think it is, to Mickey, which is very nice, you know. I'm not going to be complaining too much about that.
Back into the pits if I actually finish this lap.
I was going to go for another lap, but then decided to back out, but I crashed. I went straight onto another lap and binned it.
I hate this game so much.
Yes, it's not ideal. So we're going to have to hope that the quality time we set in our banker lap is enough to get us near the top 3. Which it is, surprisingly. Our banker lap puts us P2. Rusted Bolt takes pole by 200 milliseconds, by 2/10.
You need P1.
But yeah, it's going to be we've got our work cut out for us now. So just going to need to try and get a good jump on Rusted Bolt in front of us. Looking at the race director, I see he's on hards. So
Soft behind.
My idea is to go medium hards and try and get the jump on Bolt, because if I get the jump on him, I'll be in first and I'll be able to not get held up in anything if I'm faster. But anyway, onto the grid. We have now got 5 red lights and away we go. Rusted Bolt gets nowhere on his hard tyres. He gets an awful start and we immediately jump him into turn 1. We lock up a little bit as Merckx is dropping back. He's been caught up in something, but we managed to jump him off the start, which is worked out perfectly for us. So we are now on the medium tyres and we're able to try and pull away from the hard tyres, because right now the hard tyres are cold. They are not going to be warmed up for a good few laps. So we really need to make use of the fresh rubber we have right now, as the gap currently sits at 8 seconds, as we're just trying to push as hard as we can and get out of the 1 second for DRS, maybe by lap 3. But yeah, we've already done it. Well, at least for a brief second, we had already pulled a second on Bolt, which, you know, we just need to try and keep it up. I'm feeling in a good mood for this race. I was really enjoying the practice, and I was really locked in for this, because you kind of have to be for Monaco, as we have a snap of oversteer going over the curb. But by the end of lap 1, we have moved up into P1 and we are already 1.4 tenths up, 1.3 tenths, sorry, up on Bolt, which is huge for us. And as obviously I set the fastest lap. But yeah, going up the hill, up into Casino, never mind. We are cutting away to lap 4 because nothing really happened. We just managed to extend the the gap to Rusted Bolt behind, which is now on 2.8 seconds, as we have a little bit of a moment with the rear end into turn 1. But as you can see behind, there's a pack of 2nd to 4th who are all very close to each other. Bolt, Tijani and Merckx are all within a second of one another, but nothing really happened as we cut to lap 10 now. and the gap to Bolt is still over 2 seconds. We're on 2.3 second gap as it stands, as we are coming up to Parkour, who is just struggling on the controller. She is not, she's just not on the pace. You know, that's not true. She was on the pace, but she just kept breaking her wing. But it's just a shame. So she gets out of the way by boxing for a new wing, I presume. But the gap now is between 2 seconds, but the rest of the field is all somewhat spread. There's about the same gap between me and Bolt as there is to Bolt and Mercs, and then behind that it's like 7 seconds to Lynx and Wizardrex. Moving on to the start of lap 12, gap is back to 2.7 seconds, and we are pulling even more time onto Mercs, Lynx and Wizardrex, which is just what we're asking for. We're in a very good flow state right now. We are just in the groove. I feel at one with the car right now. It sounds very cliche to say, but I'm just feeling great right now because we're just leading the race, just keeping a very comfortable gap. And as we move on to lap 14, it is just under 2 seconds now, the gap between me and Bolt. But right now it just seems like it's going to be me and him in contention for the win today, because Merckx is just 2 seconds back. But as you see on the Delta, Rusted Bolt made a big mistake, and he has dropped 2 seconds out of the chicane, which is very unlike him. But I'm not complaining, because as my tyres start to slowly fall away, his are staying faster. But he has just dropped 2 seconds to us, which is huge in the grand scheme of things, as we run a bit deep on lap 17, as the gap is now
hard tires at the end.
as the gap is now 1.5 seconds to Bolt. He is only getting faster. My tyres are starting to fall off massively. But as there's Parkour coming out of the pits again. But yeah, I mean, we stay out 1 lap longer to try and have fresher hards for the rest of the race, because presumably by the end of the race, you know, nothing's going to really... I'm going to need the extra rubber. I'm going to need the extra tyres, as you can see. We speed up, we drop the gap to within a second, but then we box. We're going to go for hards, you know, because anything else is not going to work. But yeah, we are going to hopefully get out in front of Mr. Poem behind. As we do, as you see here, we are comfortably out ahead of him, as we have a big moment there out of the pit lane, which, safe to say, it definitely gave me a bit of a scare. But Rusterbolt still yet to pit, 17 seconds ahead, and Poem behind 2.5 seconds. He shouldn't really be a problem right now, but maybe later, you know, if I make a mistake, then it might be an issue. But as you can see in the bottom right, we have been down 1 lap of fuel the entire race. We underfueled in the assumption that there would be safety cars at Monaco, because you would think there would be, and there just hasn't been yet. So I need to hold out hope, or I'm not going to finish the race. I really need a safety car to have any chance of finishing the race at all, because either I'll be dead last or my car will just stop on track because I ran out of fuel. You can never really tell, or I've never had it happen to me, so I'm not able to judge. But we've pulled out to 4 seconds on Mercs and 4.5 seconds to Mr. Poem, as these hard tyres are feeling incredible. They are both, I don't know, maybe they've already boxed, but you know, as it stands, there's a bit of debris on the track, but we've managed to close in 1 lap 3 seconds to Bolt, as he's still yet to box. But behind us, Mercs has a 3-second penalty, and there's yellow flags
right now. Oh,
and I thought that was going to be a safety car, because I saw someone retire. I saw yellow flags. But no, Yoshi decided to retire in the pit lane like a normal person. I'm not going to blame him for that. But yeah, I really need the safety car right now, as Mr. Poem finally boxes and drops away from the top 5. But end of lap 22, through the swimming pool section, Rusted Bolt finally decides to pit, as we set the fastest middle sector of the race so far. But we should be coming out pretty comfortably ahead of him. When he boxed, we were 12 seconds behind him, so he should be about 8 to 10 seconds behind us. But we set the fastest lap of the race on the fresh hards, feeling as confident as I ever will on a set of hards at Monaco. But yeah, Rusty Bolt comes out behind Merckx. He is 8 seconds behind, 8.45, just dropping out as he tries to get up to speed with his tyres. We're just trying to put it together, just holding out hope for a safety car. Because, yeah, right now, as nice as the gaps look, we might not make it to the end at all. Which, at the end of the day, that would not be what I want, especially when I'm in a championship fight as close as I am right now. Only 2 points in it between me and second place.
Told you. I box, right? So,
But there you go. We have gotten the safety car I kept telling my mate in the
Yeah,
chat
medium,
would
right.
come. And we
Yeah,
finally have a chance. This has worked out perfectly
Yeah,
for
box,
us.
fair enough.
And right now,
But I do box for mediums, right? I need your input on this.
for right now, we are boxing for mediums. Because the tyres will be so much faster than everyone else. Even if I do come out behind
Doesn't
Rusted
matter what
Bolt,
your input is, I don't-
it's not a big deal, as we almost speed in the pit lane. But Merckx and Bolt decide not to come in with me, which is a pretty big mistake from them because fresh tyres on this game are such a big advantage. It's actually quite scary how good fresh tyres are on this game. But we box for fresh mediums, and right now I just need to hope that I'm able to overtake all the cars I need to. Because at Monaco, all you can do to defend is park the car in the middle of the track, and you just can't do anything about it. It's just how the game is. So we're gonna have to get a good safety car restart right now, as the safety car is in this lap. Needing to warm up our tyres as much as we can with the brake, and not get wear on the tyres. But we give Frostable a little tap there on the restart, but nothing done there, as we are now going, and we are away for the last sprint of 10 laps to the end, as we're going to see if we can capitalise on any Rusted Bolt mistake or a move on Merckx. But we're not too sure right now. We just need to sit here and wait, and maybe if a chance arises, we send one up the inside. But right now, Merckx has a big snap. He almost loses the car.
You gotta go for that.
We lock up, and Rustable goes round the outside of Merckx as we give him a little tap. We fake it to the inside a little bit, but Bolt gets past Merckx after, and he almost DNF'd. And there is a virtual safety car on the lap after the safety car. But right now,
So
Merckx on
scary.
3 seconds, Rusted Bolt in the lead. Right now I'm thinking I'm pretty much guaranteed a P2 at this point, just because of the 3 seconds. And the fact I've got the freshest tyres of the rest of the grid. Not sure if Link's piece behind boxed, but to my knowledge, we are the fastest car on track right now as we go for a move round the outside in the tunnel and then up the inside into the tight chicane on Merckx. We get it done nicely. That move had to be done. That was pivotal in my chance to win this race, as there is now 9 laps left and we need to chase down Rusted Bolt on his worn medium tyres. Right now it's looking like we're going to be in for the win here, as we have a little moment there. But as to be expected at Monaco, you're not going to have a clean race 100% of the time. But as we move on to lap 33, we have moved the gap into within half a second of Bolt as he goes deep in the chicane, and behind us, Link's piece, Poem and Merckx are all a very comfortable gap behind us. We are really running away from the pack here, which I'm not complaining about at all. As we go up into,
Nah, man.
I don't know what that corner is, but there is another safety car, and we decide to stay out because we couldn't box just there, because we'd lose positions behind, and you can't have that with so little time left in Monaco. But at the end of lap 35, the safety car is in, and we still have fresher tyres than Bolt, but all that safety car has done has saved Bolt's tyres. He is now going to have like 1 or 2 laps less wear than us, or more, less wear than he would have, as he has a moment on the safety car restart. And we are going to look to try it and capitalise on that. And up into Raskas. That's not Raskas. What am I on? What's that called? Sandoval. That's what it's called. Why did I think that was Raskas? Anyway, We are gaining and gaining on Bolt ahead. His tyres are not working for him right now. As we get a better exit, we're going to turn on the battery and we're going to try to the inside, but we end up backing off, thinking better of it, thinking till the final laps. As you can see what I mean here, he just parks it on the middle of the track and you just can't get past. It's just one of those tracks that you need to hope someone makes a mistake for. But anyway, Rusty Bolt gets a bad exit. We open the battery, but then for some reason stop and then decides we're going to go for a move, but he just parks up the inside. And it's really not a good idea for a go to a move there, but he goes deep and we get a better exit. Will we go for it up into the fast left? No, because he just parks it again on the middle of the line. You cannot do anything. Even on, you could be on worn like 80% hards against fresh softs. But in Monaco, it really does not matter as we give him a slight tap there. Don't quite get any wing damage. But we didn't capitalise on it, so no harm, no foul. As we are going up into turn 1. Again, just keeping the gap really close behind us. Lynx and Poem are definitely lurking. They are both within 1 second of myself. The top 4 have really pulled away here. But we have to back off a little bit from Bolt and then try and get a better exit here, but we don't. And we just have to accept that he's going to be in the lead for a little bit. As he goes a little bit deep there, he locks up as we fake it to the inside. Or at least, I think I faked it. Not really sure what you want to call that, but anyway, we tried it, just seeing what we can do. But as we go into the final corner up into the tunnel, get a poor exit again. We really need a good exit because the only place we will be able to overtake is up into the tight chicane outside the tunnel. But it's just not going to happen, and we are getting backed up into Lynx and Poem as Rusty Bolt is just simply slower. But I can't do anything about that right now, which is a big shame. Especially when I've played the strategy so right. It's just really frustrating that this is happening as we have a bit of a lock-up. And he goes a bit wide, he misses the apex on the final corner. We are going to open the ERS, but as I said, well, I haven't said yet, but the turn 1 is not a good overtaking corner unless you're clearly ahead going into the corner. It really isn't worth it. But up the hill into Casino, we are a bit faster, but we have to back off again. Try and get another better exit down into Mirabeau, which we do. We have to back off a little bit. But we don't send it. I don't really know why. We just are backing off. I remember in my head before watching it back that he was covering off the middle a lot more than he actually was. So I probably could have sent it a few times, you know, see what we can do. But anyway, second last lap of the race into the tunnel. We have so much ERS to play with, but on Monaco that really doesn't mean much as we are faking it to the inside. See if he goes deep. He goes a bit deep, but unfortunately we don't have a good exit. And if we maybe could have went for that, but we probably would. I would have ended up just killing him. And it would have ended badly for both of us as we go deep through the quick right-left chicane. And then up into Raskas. I believe that one's Raskas. But onto the final lap of the race, final corner, DRS and ERS all open. It is full charge to the end from here. We are catching, we are gaining, we don't send it, we hang back. We think we're going to be able to get up the hill. We get a perfect exit. But I kind of have to back off here because I thought he was going to put me in the wall. But it's just little nudges up the hill through Casino. Try and get a better exit now, which we do. We get a good exit. We tow this, we send up the inside, but he just cuts us off. Just turns in. But right now he spins. He goes wide, he hits the wall, he gets a bit of damage. We have to drift up the inside. We are now ghosted together. I almost lose the car there. We managed to keep it ghosted. He's got wing damage, he's got a poor exit, and we have got through. Finally, we have gotten through into P1 on the final lap of the race. It's looking good. But then you can see Rusty Bolt just sends it.
There's actually no way.
Inside.
There's no way. Bro, I'm not. That's outrageous.
But he just completely kills me.
That is
for
insane.
no reason.
Come on, man.
And then DNFs. So he was mad at me for something after that I don't remember doing. I think it was completely fair what happened. He lost it on his own. And then I guess he was annoyed that I ghosted through him, but it's not my fault. Like, I don't just choose to ghost, you know. But
that is outrageous.
Yeah. He just completely kills me. No attempt of an overtake there. He knew it wasn't going to work. He even had wing damage. I'm not too sure why he's done that. But yeah, it's
What
it's
was
not good.
that?
After a near perfect race for strategy and speed, he just ruins it completely. And
Nah, he's saying that's my fault.
yeah, it's a shame, but it's just how it is. I've not seen the penalties
Nah, he's
yet.
saying that's my fault.
They haven't released the penalties, but I don't expect to lose any more than one position for the
Nah, there's no.
resetting to track.
I did so well that race, man.
Yeah, I'd only expect to finish P4 here. Anything else is, in my eyes, just completely outrageous. Like, the only penalty I can get is resetting to track at the end. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait. I'll probably put in the pinned comment at the end, or in a day or two, what's exactly happened with the penalties. But yeah, I really don't. That's just not clean racing from Bolt. Like, it was hard racing going up the hill. I gave him a few little nudges, but the send up the inside was completely fair. And it's just what he's done there is completely dirty, and in my eyes warrants a race ban. He's just completely taken me out, and he could have just waited and penalised me after, but decided, nah, he's just going to finish it on track. But it's P3, probably P4 at the end of the day, but that loses us the championship lead to Poem, which is a shame, but yeah. Anyway, on to Spain next week. See ya.